Today we're going to start our subtraction with three-digit numbers, and our focus will be on subtracting multiples of 100. Eventually, I want this to become a mental strategy. You should be able to look at this and solve the problem mentally. But let's use our strategies to solve it the first couple of times, and then I want you to go back and rely on what you know mentally to help you work through these problems. So look at our first problem. 867 minus 300. So let's start with our picture model just to represent those place values. So I am going to draw that place value chart, my hundreds, tens, and my ones. Okay, so we know our 100 flats are the large squares. So we have 800. That means we draw 8 of the flats. There's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. Now we have 6 in the tens, which is 60. So I'm going to draw 6 of those 10 sticks. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I have 860 and then 7 ones. And I draw just my little dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have drawn 8 of the 100 flats, which makes 800, 6 of the 10 sticks, which makes 60, and 7 of the ones, which makes 7. 867. We are subtracting 300. So what I notice here, there is nothing to take away from the ones. This stays the same. I don't change anything. It's going to stay as the number 7. I also notice 0 is being taken away from the tens. That stays the same, so I'll still have 60. Now I'm taking 3 hundreds away. So let's mark those out. 1, 2, 3. 100, 200, 300. So I'm left with 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So I have 500 plus 60 plus 7. Now, that's pretty simple, and you should be able to do it mentally because the only number we're subtracting from is our hundreds. Now, if you had wanted to do expanded form, it would look like this. 800 plus 60 plus 7, and I put my operation, minus 300, and then that means there's 0 tens and 0 ones. So 7 minus 0 is 7. 60 minus 0 is still 60. Nothing has changed. And then 800 minus 300. We know 8 minus 3 is 5. So 800 minus 300 is 500. And I got the same answer. Let's look at one more example. $695 minus 200. Now this time I'm not going to draw my 100 tens and ones. I'm just going to make the picture. We should know which section each of them goes in. So I have 6 in the hundreds. So I do 600 flats. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. 90. This is 9 tens that make 90. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So I have 600, 90, and then 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I can quickly look at this. There's nothing to take away here. That stays the same. It's still 5. There's nothing to take away from my tens. It stays the same. It is still 90. But I do have 2 hundreds to take away. So if I take 2 of those hundreds away, I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4 of the hundreds, which is 400. So my answer is 495. Again, you should mentally be able to go 695 minus 200. Well, I'm not taking any of these away. I still have 95. 600 minus 200 is 400. All we're doing mentally is thinking through this expanded form right here. When I see it in this expanded form, it makes it really easy. I know that I took nothing away from 5, so it stayed. I took nothing away from 90, so it stayed the same. 600 minus 200 is 400. So let's look at one more without a strategy using mental math. Okay, so let's see. I've got 467 minus 300. So let's do this one mentally. Do I take anything away from my ones? No, so I still have a 7 in the ones place. 6 tens minus 0 is still 6 tens, so I leave that the same. Nothing has been taken away. 400s minus 300. Well, 4 minus 3 is 1, so 400 minus 300 is 100. There's my answer. That's how quickly we can learn to solve those mentally. So today you'll be practicing this a little bit. Work hard. Like I said, if you need this support, do one of these strategies. If you mentally understand that, solve it mentally today.